Kim Seungmin is best known for his vocal skills, impressing many even before he had debuted. Born on September 22nd, Seungmin grew up loving baseball. His grandfather was initially the one to introduce him to it, which he continued for the majority of his childhood until he was injured and couldn't continue due to family circumstances. Later in middle school, he began wondering what he should do to be happy in life. He speaks of a time in 4th grade when he won a prize in a children's song contest with his choir. He remembered the feeling of performing for people, specifically singing, and enjoying their applause afterwards. With this, he decided to pursue music, leading him to extensively practice singing and continue studying hard to please his parents. A little later, in early 2017, Seungmin attended JYP Entertainment's 13th annual yearly audition, demonstrating the skills he had worked so hard to perfect. His audition was more than successful, placing second out of all the other auditionees. Following his successful audition, he joined JYP Entertainment as a trainee towards the middle of March. He further trained his vocal abilities, as well as worked on his dance skills. 5 months later, on August 22nd, he appeared at JYP's Homecoming Showcase. Seungmin participated in the showcase with 8 other trainees, going by the name Male Project Team. The 9 trainees later appeared in their first music video, Elevator. 11 days later, Seungmin was featured in a reality TV program titled Stray Kids. The name of the show came from the more permanent team name they came up with, that being Stray Kids. The 9 members were tasked with missions in which they had to prepare performances and give them the following week. Stray Kids' first mission was to create their own original song and perform it live for JYP. They presented Elevator, which featured Seungmin singing the intro of the song, as well as the first lines of the pre-chorus. He showcased his vocal range with the intro, showing his ability to sing in a lower, monotone sound. JYP would later praise this skill in the 4th episode. The 9 contestants were tasked with splitting into groups of 3 and performing new songs as those units. Seungmin teamed up with Stray Kids leader, Chan, and Hyunjin, who is currently at risk of elimination. The 3 of them performed their original song, 4419, structured as a ballad that discusses past memories. JYP mentions how Seungmin's part in the beginning of the song feels almost like a conversation, especially praising his use of the middle register. Seungmin was later given the opportunity to debut in the 10th episode, never once being placed at risk of elimination. The following year, he made his debut as Stray Kids with a performance at Jongchung Arena on March 25th, 2018. The day after, on March 26th, Stray Kids released their first album, I Am Not. However, Seungmin's vocals weren't heavily featured in the title track, District 9. The majority of his lines were performed in a rap style. A little less than a month later, Stray Kids was featured in an interview with X-Force News to help fans familiarize themselves with the members. In the interview, Seungmin revealed one of his dreams as a singer. He mentions how he's performed with his seniors before, referring to more experienced groups, and wishes to perform in a place which only Stray Kids fans, who would later be named Stay, are present. A few months later, Seungmin took up the role of MC for Arirang TV's After School Club. What's especially interesting about Seungmin becoming an MC is the fact that After School Club is prominently an English program. As an MC host, he was able to put to use the extensive studying he did earlier in his life, hosting on an English show from July 24th to December 25th, 2018. Around the same time, Stray Kids launched a video series called SKZ Player, which showcased the members' creativity through original songs, dance performances, and covers of existing tracks. Each unit within the group contributed: the rap unit, 3 Racha, the dance unit, Dance Racha, and the vocal unit, Vocal Racha. Seungmin was part of Vocal Racha, along with Woojin and Ian. Together, they performed a vocal cover of Tomorrow Today, a 2017 track by JJ Project, senior artists from their label who later joined GOT7. Vocal Racha credited the song for providing comfort during times when they felt uncertain about their future, giving it a strong purpose for being their first cover. The following year, on February 14th, 2019, Seungmin graduated from Cheongdam High School, the same high school Bangchan earlier attended. A little over a month later, Stray Kids released Clay One Miro, which featured Miro as its title track. Seungmin's vocal skills are highlighted vastly more than in District 9 a year prior, being featured in the chorus with his fellow Vocal Racha members, Woojin and Ian. Miro was a very successful song for Stray Kids too, landing them their first music show win on April 14th, solidifying both Stray Kids' talents and Seungmin's impressive vocal strengths. Shortly after, Seungmin became an MC again, this time for MBC's English program, We K-Pop. He didn't serve as an MC for very long, hosting from July 12th to October 11th, 2019. He ended his duties to prepare for Stray Kids' first world tour, District 9 Unlocked, with their first show on November 23rd at Olympic Hall in Seoul, South Korea. With this performance, Seungmin began fulfilling his earlier dream to perform for Stay exclusively. There were 2 shows at Olympic Stadium, pulling in 9,321 attendees. A few months later, Stray Kids performed internationally in the United States at Microsoft Theater in Los Angeles, California. Seungmin and Stray Kids gave their largest single-night performance here on February 16th, 2020, with 5,294 attendees. Unfortunately, this ended up being their final show of the tour, being unexpectedly cancelled due to the worldwide lockdown. At the beginning of 2020, Stray Kids released a video with their plans for the year. One of their primary goals was to continue the SKZ Player series. The group began the series shortly after the lockdown, giving both stay and new listeners comfort in the uncertain time. Initially, this plan was simply for original songs from the members. However, Seungmin suggested the idea of covering songs as well to the company. Seungmin was the one to lead the extended SKZ Players, singing a cover of Gaho's Start on May 4th, 2020. Start is the soundtrack song, coming from the Korean drama Itaewon Class. Later in the month, on May 23rd, Seungmin covered Day 6's track, You Were Beautiful. Seungmin has expressed his love for performing covers, mentioning how they challenge him to improve his vocal skills and capture the essence of the original songs. In a 2022 interview with Paper Magazine, he shared that he started looking for a vocal coach in 2020, likely around the time he worked on his SKZ Player covers. His dedication to learning and growth was evident, not only in his covers, but also in his contributions to Stray Kids as a whole. 3 months after covering You Were Beautiful, Seungmin teamed up with Han, a member of 3 Racha, to showcase their exceptional vocal abilities. The duo performed a cover of Congratulations, another song by Day 6. Han, who is often regarded as an ace or all-rounder in Stray Kids, brought out a sense of friendly competition, with both members pushing each other to deliver impressive vocals throughout the performance. On October 30th, he challenged himself again with a cover, this time to Sandol's song, Stay As You Are. About a month later, he was featured on Kiss the Radio, a radio show hosted by Day 6's Young K. He participated with Lino as fixed guests as part of the Challenge SKZ segment. Seungmin made his first appearance with Lino on November 23rd and participated in the show through December 27th, 2021. If you're enjoying Seungmin's evolution, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed. When we hit 5,000 subscribers, I'll be making Felix's brownies with my cat, so be sure to subscribe if you want to see that. As 2021 was beginning, Seungmin released a cover of EXO Baekhyun's song, Love Again, on January 2nd, 2021. He performed another cover at the end of the month, on January 31st, this time accompanied by other singers. He performed Shinhwa's Once in a Lifetime at the Seoul Music Awards, alongside the Boys' Hyunjae, IZ*ONE's Eunbi, 80's Jongho, ITZY's Leah, and Oh My Girl's Seunghee. Seungmin released an original song with Changbin on March 25th as part of their 3rd debut anniversary. The duo wrote Piece of a Puzzle with Bang Chan, demonstrating Seungmin's writing abilities and collaborative talents. A few months later, on May 7th, he released another cover, this time of Ha Hyun Song's track, 3108. Around the same time, Stray Kids participated in Mnet's reality TV program, Kingdom Legendary War. Stray Kids competed against 5 other groups to be named the Kings of K-pop. Initially, each group's goal was to fight against each other. However, in the 7th episode, the 6 groups were tasked to group up with each other and create unit teams and continue competing. 80's was given the first choice, selecting to team up with B2B and Stray Kids. The 3 groups came together to make up the team, Mayfly. In the 8th episode, Seungmin's performance with Mayfly's vocal unit, performing with B2B's Eunkwon and 80's Jongho. The 3 members came together to decide what to perform, with Seungmin suggesting performing a cover of soloist IU's song, Love Poem. Eunkwon too had the song in mind, making it an easy decision. Mayfly V gave the performance in the same episode, where fans and new viewers saw Seungmin's voice exceptionally highlighted. His performance even caught the original singer's attention, with IU praising it and recommending that people watch the full performance. With this praise, he solidified one of his original dreams with the covers, that being to capture the essence of the original song. Seungmin's performance also earned him praise from his fellow Stray Kids member, Changbin, who found it deeply moving. Changbin shared that he was especially touched by the effort Seungmin put into preparing for his cover of Love Poem. Watching Seungmin's dedication and passion brought Changbin to tears, not because of the performance itself, but because he was overwhelmed by Seungmin's hard work and commitment to delivering his best. Seungmin's efforts were well received, with all 33 of the judges voting in favor of Mayfly V's performance over their competitors. On September 19th, Seungmin performed a cover of Day 6's song, Zombie, with Bang Chan at K-Con Tact High 5. Shortly after, on October 10th, he released his first solo soundtrack song, Here Always, for the Korean drama Hometown Cha-Cha-Cha. This marked a milestone as the first solo OST by any member of Stray Kids. While the group had previously contributed to soundtracks with songs like Top and Hello Stranger, this was the first time a member performed a track entirely on their own. On December 17th, he performed a cover as part of KBS's music festival. Seungmin, along with Kim Woo-sok, Astro's Yoon Sun-ha, and the Boys' Hyunjae, performed T-Max's song, Motto Paradise. 10 days later, on December 27th, Lino and Seungmin concluded their Challenge SKZ segment of Kiss the Radio. The following year, on February 9th, Seungmin released his cover of Zombie to YouTube. However, Bang Chan was not featured on the cover anymore. Rather, Han took up his parts. Almost a month later, Seungmin was featured on the Lee Moo-jin Service Show, a show that highlights some of the best singers in K-pop. On July 14th, Seungmin released a cover of Justin Bieber's hit song, Ghost. Despite the familiarity many listeners had with the original, Seungmin managed to recapture its charm, making it one of his most popular covers. 3 months later, on October 20th, he released his second solo soundtrack song, Close to You, for the Korean drama Love and Contract. The track, a heartfelt piano ballad, showcases emotional vocal delivery and further solidified his reputation as a talented vocalist. At the end of 2022, Stray Kids released a compilation album titled SKZ Replay. The album features Seungmin's collaboration track, Piece of a Puzzle, and a new solo song, Stars and Raindrops. None of Seungmin's covers were included, rather it compiled the original songs and introduced new ones. Seungmin worked with producer Hung Ji-sung, who had previously worked on several Day 6's songs like Zombie and You Were Beautiful. Seungmin specifically selected Ji-sung for this reason, as he wished for the song to have a modern rock feel. As 2023 was beginning, Seungmin released a cover of Yoonha's song, Event Horizon. 2 months later, he released an original song with Changbin and Felix. The three of them came together to create the song, Snain. Shortly after, on May 8th, Seungmin was scheduled to continue his childhood baseball dreams. He was invited to throw the first pitch for the Lotte Giants in Busan. However, the game was cancelled due to poor weather. The team still allowed him to throw a pitch, giving him a vision of what else he could have done with his life. His skills were further recognized on May 16th, where he was nominated for Best Artist of K-Drama OST for his song, Close to You, as part of the 2023 Top 10 Awards. Seungmin later appeared on the Korean TV series King of Masked Singer. He appeared in episode 408, airing on June 11th, where he performed Wave. He reappeared in the following episode, where he sang Laundry by Lee Juk, which he was unfortunately eliminated in. The following month, Seungmin was featured on the cover of Days Korea, alongside his fellow vocal Racha member, Ayan, and dance Racha member, Lino. The full shoot was sponsored by the luxury brand, Dior, showing that luxury brands were building up trust in Seungmin and his fellow Stray Kids members. The next month, Seungmin released an original song called Hold On, which Bang Chan and Han wrote for him. A week later, Seungmin's two soundtrack songs, Close to You and Here Always, were moved from the Stray Kids profile to a personal profile under Seungmin's name. This profile would be associated with all of his songs in the future. The year after, Seungmin was featured on Nylon Japan's January 2024 cover. The shoot was sponsored by the luxury fashion brand Coach, with the shoot having a festive feel coming off of Christmas. This appearance marked Seungmin's first solo cover feature, especially highlighting his presence outside of being a well-loved singer. 2 months later, he attended Lowe's Paris Fashion Week Women Fall Winter 2024 show on March 1st. Which too was a first for him. 2024 was starting off really well for him, making his first solo cover appearance in fashion show attendance. 14 days later, on March 15th, he released Phobia, a fan-favorite track from the webtoon series I'm the Queen in This Life. 3 days later, Seungmin was given another chance to throw the ceremonial pitch, this time for the exhibition match between Team Korea and the Los Angeles Dodgers at the Gocheok Skydome in Seoul. Towards the end of the month, Stray Kids hosted their 4th annual fan meeting called SKZ's Magic School. On March 31st, the final day of the event, Seungmin and Han debuted a brand new original song titled Respirator. The song would not be released until later in 2024, leading fans to be overwhelmingly excited and curious about the song. A few days later, on April 9th, Seungmin released another soundtrack song, Destiny, for the Korean drama The Midnight Studio. This track added to his growing portfolio of soundtrack contributions, further highlighting his involvement as a vocalist. 2 weeks later, on April 23rd, he attended Chanel's Rogue Allure pop-up store in Seoul, South Korea. Just 3 days later, Seungmin teased his upcoming YouTube series, Songby. The series centers around the theme of covering songs that are close to him and explaining that connection through the video. He began his series on April 28th, where he performed a cover of IU's Love Poem, the same song he covered as Mayfly V in Kingdom Legendary War. In the video, he explains how he views the initial performance as a turning point in his career, where he began receiving recognition as one of Stray Kids' vocalists. With this connection, he believed Love Poem would be a perfect song to begin his Songby series, wishing to recognize its impact. In June, Seungmin was featured on the cover of W Korea's June issue, sponsored by Low. On June 2nd, he released the second episode of his Songby series, where he covered High and Dry by the British rock band Radiohead. During the episode, Seungmin shared how supportive Changbin had been of the series, noting that Changbin was one of the first to watch the episode and even watched the teaser. Seungmin also expressed his appreciation for older rock music, like Radiohead, a passion reflected in his earlier solo track, Stars and Raindrops. Shortly after, Han and Seungmin released Respirator to YouTube on June 4th. The following month, he was featured on Elle Japan's July cover, with the shoot sponsored by luxury jewelry brand Harry Winston. On July 3rd, he attended Chanel's Coco Crush pop-up store in Seoul, South Korea. Seungmin released his third Song By episode on July 7th, being recorded in a green field, a direct contrast to the gray, monotone style of the previous episode. He covers Yoasobi's song, Tracing a Dream, which he feels reminds him of his youth. 19 days later, on July 26th, Seungmin was featured on BTOB's Eunkwang's YouTube show as part of the promotion for Stray Kids' newest album, 8. The fourth episode of Song By released on August 18th, covering Yoonha's song, Umbrella. Umbrella is a song written by Epic High's Tablo, who was very excited to hear Seungmin wish to cover Umbrella. When it was released, he shared it to his Instagram story, stating that it was beautifully performed. A little over a month later, Seungmin attended Sasaki's 70th anniversary event on September 19th. 3 days later, Seungmin released the fifth episode of Song By on September 22nd, the same day as his birthday. He performed 2 songs in the episode. The first song was a cover of Lau's song, Steal a Show, which was featured in Pixar's 2023 film, Elemental. The second was a performance of his original song, Stars and Raindrops. The sixth episode released nearly 2 months later, coming out slightly longer due to Seungmin being on tour with Stray Kids. Despite this, he wished to release a new episode, even if it was a shorter one. Airing on November 17th, Seungmin performed a cover of 21's song, Missing You. With it being shorter, there wasn't much backstory to the song in the video. However, the emotions behind it can still be felt through his performance skills. As for Seungmin's future, he will be releasing his solo song, As We Are, on December 13th, which he wrote with Hoongji Song. The song was initially presented on Stray Kids' Dominate World Tour and will now be featured on their special album, Hop. Additionally, Seungmin has not yet wrapped up his Song By series, with many more episodes on their way, even if they don't come nearly as quickly as before. Thanks for watching. Bye 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 bye.